I have such dry mouth. Do I actually have pimples while I'm talking about pimples? There's a lot of products here, so this might be a long video. I'm a little concerned. So I hope you don't get bored with me. Hello everyone! When last we spoke skincare, if I'm not mistaken, we were talking about acne and anti-acne products and how to get rid of acne and adult onset acne and all that pimple business. And I think that after several years and 2 rounds of Accutane, as I mentioned in my last video, if you didn't see it, I'll I button it up here. And you can go and check that out, of all about my acne journey and how I had pretty clear skin as a teenager and then 21 years old got acne and had it as an adult and had to go through how to get rid of it. So now, so many years later, I'm not going to date myself, I have come through it. I'm still prone to sebaceous acne. And I mentioned that now I'm at an age where I want to fight wrinkles, fine lines, anti-aging. So we're moving away from acne products and into anti-aging products. And I've updated my skincare regime to reflect that. I was very reluctant to do so because a lot of the products for fighting fine lines and wrinkles are very rich, which can then trigger acne. So it's a dual battle here. I'm still prone to sebaceous acne as an adult, but I'm also getting fine lines and wrinkles and need to fight that off. And so I researched myself to death until I was sick of reading about skincare and got all top of the line products that I think were the most highly recommended, best reviewed, and there are some that don't work for me. So I have tested them for a month, about a month, and I will take you through them and show you the ones that are very highly reviewed, bestsellers, very popular, great reputations, but they still don't work for my skin. So if pores get clogged, I'm still prone to that acne. So I'll show you the products and we'll go through them step by step and compare and contrast, and they cover all different brands and are available at Nordstrom, Sephora, Kiehl's, and Shoppers. If you have any questions or comments, just leave them down below and I will be happy to answer as per my experience. So let's tuck in. So when we last saw Cate's skin, I was using these 3 main products, which was the Dermalogica Skin Clearing Wash to cleanse and wash my face in the shower and in the sink. Then I was using the Complex 15 Daily Face Cream to hydrate, which doesn't have any oil or it's lanolin-free, oil-free, so very good for not clogging pores, not causing acne. But it didn't do anything for anti-aging. So it wasn't rich enough to help the fine lines. So this is what I wanted to upgrade and move on from. And I was also, for my under eyes, using the La Mer, the Illuminating Eye Gel, which unfortunately they have discontinued, which is much to my chagrin because I love this product. And they're always discontinuing and coming up with new formulas, and that's why they do it, which is fine. So I have the new La Mer, the Eye Balm Intense. So I will be discussing that in comparison, and yeah, so let's go. Okay, so after I've washed my face with the Dermalogica, I want to exfoliate, but I also don't want to bring everything to the surface at once, so I exfoliate once, maybe twice a week. And for that, I use the La Mer, the Refining Facial. So this is it here. I'm sure they still make it. I think when I reviewed all the La Mer products that they had at my local Nordstrom, this was still one of them. I'll link everything down below that I can find that I use in my skincare regime, and as well as the samples that they gave me, I'll link to those products as well, because I've been comparing similar products from La Mer because they have, for example, their traditional face moisturizer as well as something called a soft cream. So I'll be going through what the differences are, contrasting, comparing them, and ultimately sharing why I chose the one that I did over the other. So I exfoliate with this. It feels so good to get all those dead skin cells off, and it leaves your face feeling like a baby's bottom and very happy with it. And then, so you're glowing when you get right out of the shower, right away. Okay, so SK2. What do we know about them other than the fact that they're a Japanese skincare brand? So they say it's a skin balancing essence. So what is that? Skin balancing essence. I call it a toner. I just use it as a toner. I put it on after I've moisturized and exfoliated. I use a cotton pad like this. I load up 3 or 4 pores. I take it all over my skin. Make sure I cover... Oh, hello, Micah. Look who's come to say hi. This is Micah. She likes to interrupt videos and be on camera, right? Yes. Their secret ingredient is called Pitera. So it's 90% Pitera. What is Pitera? That's a good question. Let's go down that road. So this product was developed in the 1970s when scientists in Japan observed that despite their wrinkled faces, these sake brewers had very soft, youthful, wrinkle-free hands from being in constant contact with this yeast to make the sake during the fermentation process. So these scientists isolated a single strain of yeast, which they call their Pitera formula. So SK2 is supposed to treat the texture of your skin, and it's also supposed to be a glowing product. So here are some of the pros of the SK2 formula. It brightens your skin and makes it more radiant. Yes, it does do that. Con, it smells like pickles, or something pickled, or something canned that's gone bad for a really long time. The smell is awful. But if you can get through that, and you have another product that you put on that maybe smells better and can mask the pickled smell, that's great, because the smell is pretty bad, but the product does brighten and make you look more radiant. So that is pro versus con. It's meant to prevent and treat dark spots that you've gotten from sun damage. And I have a lot of, let me see here. I have a lot of freckles, which do count as sun damage because you don't have them when you're a baby, and you do develop them by being out in the sun. And I would say they are a fair bit lighter. It's also supposed to improve your skin's firmness. And this I do notice. I do notice it firming. And that I like because I don't want saggy skin, and firming will prevent wrinkles, and this is all good. So after I've cleansed using the Dermalogica, exfoliated using the La Mer, and toned using the SK2 essence, I then continue to fight acne with a Biossance product called Squalane Phytoretinol Serum. And while it has acne fighting properties, which we'll get into in a second, it says at the bottom that it reduces visible lines and wrinkles, and it's a retinol alternative. So retinol is basically vitamin A, and that is what acne products have in it to varying degrees. In Canada, our products have much less retinol in them than they do in the States for FDA approval reasons. That being said, I'm still not comfortable putting retinol directly on my skin because of horror stories of going to a dermatologist before I went on Accutane, and you have to exhaust every option, so you get these topical ointments and they just burn. They're full of retinol, they hurt, they burn your skin becomes tight and dry, making facial expressions hurts, and reliving that is not something I wanted to do. So chemically, I wasn't comfortable using actual retinol. So the Biossance Squalane Phytoretinol Serum has a plant-derived squalane, so it's plant-based, all natural, and it's retinol-like properties. Okay, so you'll have the same sort of reactions, the same sort of treatment that retinol gives you without actually having to apply chemical vitamin A to your face. And if you're not comfortable with that, which I'm not, just from reliving that. Retinol and vitamin A are very drying. That's how they clear the acne, is they dry out your pores, which is great because I have deep, rich moisturizers coming up that I can treat that with. But I'm just not at a place now with my skin where I'm comfortable putting artificial chemical on it to that degree. So I've instead gone with the Biossance plant-based retinol. So this is a great product. I highly recommend it. My skin is nice and soft and clear. It doesn't take away from the radiance effect of the SK2. It just builds up the skin even more. It's another positive layer to add on top. So because La Mer discontinued the illuminating eye serum, and I do want to focus on tightening, firming, and lifting my under eye area, as well as dealing with the bags, but they have a different product for that, which I'll get into. The bags I can cover with a great concealer, which I use NARS for that. So if you have a great concealer, the under eye circles, the purple, you can counteract that with a great concealer. So, okay, I look tired, but I have a good concealer. I'm not so concerned. What I am concerned about are the crevices that are starting to appear. So I tested out their new eye products, and I decided on the La Mer, the Eye Balm Intense. I got a ½ ounce of this for the price of about $300 Canadian at Nordstrom. So just like the La Mer moisturizers, it has the same Miracle Broth ingredients inside, as well as other miracle ingredients. That is their claim to fame. So it comes in this little white container with a silver top lid, twisted off, and it has a little tab with a plastic protectant, so that you can keep the container and the contents clean, because you want clean fingers, clean hands, clean product, no contamination. So you open it up, and it's actually kind of a sage green if you take a look at it, which is nice because when you're using it, because it's not clear, you can see where you've placed it and where you have yet to go. So I dab it on my ring finger, and then I take a lot because I like to really hydrate. So I use these two fingers, I rub them together until the cream is nice and warm, and then I apply it under my eyes, back and forth, getting the purple circles, close my eyes, do the top lids as well because they will get wrinkly as well. Your eyelids will wrinkle, so don't forget them. Under the eyebrows, all around where the crow's feet would be, and then down here where the fine lines are starting to appear. And I make sure that is all soaked in. Because the other products, because they're so strong, you want to keep them out of your eye area. So this is really the product where you can just go nuts with that whole circumference. So when I was buying my La Mer products, I also got a sample of the La Mer, the Eye Concentrate. Little tiny sample. Don't know if you can see that from there. But basically both the balm and the concentrate have the same 3 Miracle Broth ingredients in them that fight wrinkles, anti-aging, fine lines, and all of that. So what are the differences? What are the pros? What are the cons? Why did I go with the Balm Intense instead of the concentrate? Each have slightly different textures to them, and each have slightly different results. So it's about what you're after, what you want to fight the most. The question becomes, what is your number one eye concern? So the eye concentrate, while it hydrates, it basically combats under eye circles and bags, which, like I mentioned before, I just am happy to cover up with concealer. For right now, I mean, I'm on camera, I'm sure you can see them a little bit, but I've got concealer on and I'm not that concerned about them. I'm more concerned about anti-aging. So if you're in your early 20s, mid-20s, late 20s, for sure, invest in the concentrate because that will fight dark circles if you're studying late into the night and you have exams and things like that. This is the one that you want to help you fight the dark circles, brighten your under eye, because you're not worried yet about needing a rich under eye cream. I'm 33 years old, so I had to go with the richer, heavier, Balm Intense. I mean, the Intense is built right into the name. So it goes to show that as you age and your purple bags become secondary to the fine lines that are forming, this is meant to fight the fine lines and wrinkles. So that is the difference. That's the pros and cons. Whatever your main eye concern is, each will answer that question. So one is not better or worse. It's just what is your concern? Is it brightening the dark circles? or is it fighting anti-aging? There you go. Okay, so I've cleansed, I've exfoliated, I've toned, I've applied my retinol-like product to fight anti-aging, and I've done my under eyes. What is next? Moisturizing the rest of the skin. And I did step it up in a big way, and I got the Creme de la Mer moisturizing cream with the Miracle Broth. This is just like every other Creme de la Mer. It's just the box is a vintage design to celebrate Dr. Hubert, who apparently developed the formula. So as I mentioned before, I was worried about stepping up the richness level of my moisturizer because of the potential pore clogging effect. And I'm still worried about it. So it's too soon to tell, but between this and another product that I'll show you next, I was convinced one of them was giving me breakouts, because I did start to break out when I restarted this skin regime, this new one, which is to be expected because your skin's going to go, hey, what's going on? This is all new. I'm not used to this. You've been using the same products for years. I'm going to flare up a bit. I'm going to have a few pimples just to show that I'm angry with change. So that I expected, but after a month, I kind of got the feeling there's a product in here that is causing me to break out, and I don't know which it is, so I eliminated one at a time and would use all the others until I figured out what it was, and I don't think it's this. So I'm continuing to use the moisturizer. So in the product's description, they do acknowledge how rich it is, but it's meant to soothe and hydrate really dehydrated skin, which is what I had. So I went for it. So there's a difference between this one and then a sample that I got that's also for your face, not your eyes, called the La Mer the Moisturizing Soft Cream. So there's the traditional moisturizing cream, then the soft cream. We'll go through the differences. So in the product description for the original cream, they do acknowledge that this is a very rich product, but they say that it is better for drier skin tones, which is exactly what I have. My skin is a desert. I do not drink enough water. I don't hydrate. I live on coffee, tea, and very berry hibiscus refreshers from Starbucks. That's what keeps me going, awake, upwardly mobile. It's terrible. So I know there's water in those things, so that's how I justify it to myself. But really, I'm not getting enough water, which I'll work on in another video when we get to healthy eating, wellness. Cate's on a path. She's trying to make it better. We're starting with skin. We'll get to water. So the question basically is, what's the difference between the two? Why should I pick one over the other? Okay, original. Richer, more moisturizing, heavier, contains mineral oil. Now, mineral oil gets a bad rap. And while it contains mineral oil, it doesn't contain parabens. So let's talk about that first before we get into mineral oil. So parabens are basically a class of chemical preservative that you find in cosmetics and pharmacological products to keep them, good. And the lower quality of product that you buy, the more parabens you're going to find. The higher quality of product, the less or paraben free. Okay, so that's what we're going for. So like I discussed with the retinol product, I'm going for less chemicals on my face, so I wanted paraben free. Now, we're talking about mineral oil as well. The soft cream is mineral oil free. So if you really care about that, the soft cream is for you. There's no mineral oil in it, but there is mineral oil in the original moisturizer. Now, mineral oil gets a bad rap because it's a sealant, it's a protectant, it's going to keep everything that you've applied to your skin in. In lower quality products, that's a bad thing because it clogs your pores. The air doesn't get in, your pores don't get cleaned out, and it's clogged with parabens and other chemical products. In a product as high quality as the La Mer Miracle Broth, I'm not concerned about sealing in bad products. They don't have them in this. They just aren't there. So mineral oil sealing in all the good stuff that I've just shown you, that I've applied to my skin, I'm okay with that. However, like I mentioned before, one of these products was breaking me out, and because mineral oil is an oil, I put this moisturizer in the category of possibility. I don't think it's the one. I think the next product is the culprit, and I'll get to why. But you do have to evaluate if you want to be applying oil to your face. So both the original and the soft cream contain the 3 miracle broth components that make up the ingredients, so you're getting the same quality of treatment to your face and to your skin, so there's no difference there. However, the moisturizing soft cream is not as hydrating. It's not as thick, it's not as rich, and it's not as moisturizing. So basically, just like the eye creams that I showed you and the serums before, if you're in your 20s, go for the soft cream. Go mineral oil free because you're probably more prone to acne at that age anyway, and you're probably more worried about the dark circles under your eyes, and this is better for brightening, lightening, okay? So that's going to be for you. For us women, I'm 33 years old, so if you're in your 30s and, like I mentioned, can cover up dark circles with concealer and you want more of a fine line and anti-aging treatment, you're going to want to go for the richer formula for your skin and for your face. And that is the original moisturizing cream. One con about the La Mer original moisturizing cream is that it is sticky on the face. So it's going to get on your pillow, it's going to get on your pajamas, it's going to get all over your hands if you lean on your hand. So if you do it and then go and sit on the couch and watch TV, it'll get in your hair. It's a little messy, so it doesn't absorb right away. It stays on your face nice and thick, sealing everything in, which is great because you can still feel it there in the morning doing its job, and then it washes off nicely when you do your morning skincare routine. However, I just don't love the mess or the sticky feeling. It's like lip gloss that your hair keeps getting stuck in it. It's just not a nice feeling. So that is my only complaint though, and that's just about the consistency, not about the quality or about the work that it does for my skin. So the final product I got for my face was one that came highly recommended to me, highly well reviewed. I researched it. No one had anything but positive things to say about this product, and I'm so disappointed that it didn't work for me, and it is the Kiehl's Midnight Recovery Concentrate. Very sad about it. However, I should have known better because it says right on the bottle in front of my beautiful blue eyes, a replenishing elixir of pure essential oils. You just can't put oil on acne-prone skin. You can't do it. It's not good for it. It's not going to help. You're going to get sebaceous acne. You're going to clog your pores. It's going to happen. So between the mineral oil that was in the moisturizer from La Mer and the essential oils that were in this Midnight Recovery Concentrate, I was breaking out. I was getting pimples. I wasn't sure. Once I eliminated this product from my routine, my skin cleared up, and it has nothing on it. And I'm still using the mineral oil containing La Mer moisturizing cream. So as you can see, as a protectant, the mineral oil is not sealing anything bad in anymore or clogging my pores. It was the addition of the extra essential oils that was clogging my pores. So I have removed that from my regime and cleared right up in a few days. And it was just like magic. So I'm not saying it's a bad product. It's a great product. I love the way it applies. I love the way it makes my skin feel. It smells great. And if you're not prone to acne, by all means, use it overnight. It's a midnight recovery concentrate, so you put it on at night before you go to bed, and it's great for that. However, I don't have skin that can accommodate this product. So while it might be right for you, it's not right for me. But if there are others of you out there who are still an adult who suffers from acne and you use products that I haven't mentioned that you find work for you, please mention them in the comments below, because this is just what I chose to try. It's just what came out of my research, this lineup, and I'm happy with where it's going. I'm not sure where I'm going to end up with it, but it's a constant progress. So thank you guys so much for watching this week's video. I hope you learned a little bit about skincare, and if you're fighting anti-aging as well, maybe some of these products will be really great for you to use. And I hope you at least learned about mineral oil, parabens, different ingredients and things like that you can find in your skincare, and maybe what to avoid, what to veer towards. And again, if you have any recommendations for me, I'm looking forward to trying them. So leave me a comment down below. Thanks so much, guys. See you later. Bye.